Hey guys, how's it going? Azra Collections here, and I'm excited to bring you another custom action figure today. This time we are looking at the Knightmare Joker from Zack Snyder's Justice League. So as you can clearly see, this Joker does not have a head sculpt, and I've spent 3.5 weeks trying to search for a head sculpt and I still couldn't find it. So I'm actually starting to learn 3D designing so I can hopefully sculpt my own head. But until then, this Joker is going to be headless. So hope you enjoy the video. This will still be useful for like a 1/12 custom body and clothing for the Joker if you have the head, or if you have the 1/6 version, you can still scale this up. In terms of the materials required for this custom, we will require a 1/12 body. I'm using the Mix Max Slim. We'll need some ribbed black fabric. We'll need some white fabrics for the gown. We'll need some polypropylene sheet so that we can create the badges on Joker's bulletproof vest. We'll need some black craft foam for the bulletproof vest. We'll need a needle and a thread so that we can stitch the white fabric. We'll need some scissors. An ammo pouch is optional, and we'll also require some Velcro. So this time this video is going to be a little bit different and a little bit special, where I'm showing you guys the full trial and error of how I make these customs. So initially we tried the first version of it, didn't work out, so I've put that in there just so you know what that's like, and I've got version 2 in there as well, so that basically tells you how I finally completed it and how you can do it at home. So let's start with the first failed attempt. What I did here was cut out the template on a piece of foam. So I cut it out 2 times, one for the back and one for the front. Once I've cut out the 2 pieces, I glued the 2 pieces together by a ribbed fabric or a ribbed material so that it can act as a shoulder harness. And then after that, I cut up a little bit of a Velcro so that I can put it on the front part of the bulletproof vest so that it kind of looks a little bit more tactical. It adds a little bit more layer in terms of visual aspects, and I just stuck it on there, and this is what the final product looked like. So for the most part, the bulletproof vest did fit on the figure quite well, but we're getting to the mistake. Just to add a little bit more of a visual appeal to the bulletproof vest, I've taken this Hercules harness or his shoulder, whatever it's called, and I basically cut out 3 pieces of the pouches that he has and stuck a Velcro on the back so that we can put it on the bulletproof vest so that it just looks a little bit better. Right, so I was trying on the bulletproof vest on the figure and it felt a little bit small or short, so I added an extension on the shoulder piece so that it looks a little bit longer, and I just basically put some foam in the middle to achieve that. So now I've moved away from the bulletproof vest just for a little bit so that I can start working on the actual figure clothing. I started off with the pants, so I basically took the template, traced it out, and did it twice. Once the template is done, it's the usual drill for the pants. I cut out a little bit of access on either side and then basically started stitching the crotch pieces. So once the crotch piece is stitched, you can lay the fabric flat and just extend it out like you see on screen here, and then start stitching the legs up. Once we've done that, we basically can move on to the cleanup phase, where we cut out the excess of the pants and flip the pants upside down, and that's basically it. You're done with the pants. So this is what the first attempt at the pants looked like. And this is where I start screwing things up. I was drawing on the way too small template on the fabric, and I did this twice similar to the pants, so I draw on the front and the back of the gown. And here's a quick guide of what the seam allowance should look like on the Joker gowns. So here we've stitched on the shoulder parts of the gown, and we're getting ready to stitch on the arms. So with the arm stitched on, we can fold over the Joker gown with the insides facing outside, and then stitch on the sides and the arms. So here we have everything stitched up and folded inside out, and it looks pretty cool, but we're getting to the failure. Speaking of failures, we're back on the bulletproof vest again. So I'm looking for a mechanism to lock it into place. Because I'm so smart, I thought it would be a good idea to stick on some stretchy fabric on the sides. Yeah, without understanding that, it won't stretch over the figure. So that's what that looks like. And since the template was too small and the clothing was too tight and the bulletproof vest just wouldn't stretch over the figure, this is what the failed result looks like. So here we are with a newly drawn template and a fresh pair of fabrics because I ran out of the other one. So back to square one, I start with the gown this time for some reason, because why not, and basically traced over the front and back of the gown and also the sleeves. So we've cut it up like before with some seam allowance, and we start with the shoulder again. Here we've stitched on the shoulders and we're ready for the sleeves. So now the sleeves are sewn on, we can cut off some of the excess fabric, fold the gown over and stitch the sides of the gown and also the sides of the sleeves. And now we can cut off the excess fabric on the sides and flip the gown over, and that's the gown finally done. So now we're using a small trim of the fabric just so that we can sew it up and use it like a belt of some sort. And next we move on to the pants, and with my expertly labeled templates I draw on the template on the fabric twice. We cut out the pants with some seam allowance on the sides. We sew the front and the back of the crotch again and cut off some excess fabric. We flip it on its side again and sew up the legs. We cut off the excess fabric again and flip it over for the last and final time in this video, and the pants are done. Next, we're ready to tackle the bulletproof vest again, which I for some reason still managed to butcher, so you'll get more details on that later. But basically I've updated the templates so that it has side flaps that can actually hold on to the back. So similar to what we've done before, we've added some ribbed materials to hold on to the shoulders and some velcro on the front. And with the flaps that are extending outwards, I made it too short, but I added velcro on the back and the side so that they can hook into each other. For all the badges that Joker has on his bulletproof vest, we have cut out some polypropylene sheets in the shape of badges so that we can stick it onto the bulletproof vest. So here we have the badges primed and painted and stuck onto the bulletproof vest. I did add a little bit more details onto the badges after I stopped filming, but it's basically just paint. Now here we have Joker with his gown on, but for some reason I forgot to film the part where I put the gown on, so we're just starting here. Basically what we're doing here is adding some chalk pastel onto the gown to make it look a little bit more dirty. So there you have it guys, that's my custom tutorial on Knightmare Joker. Just before we close off, there are a few things that I wanted to mention. The gun that he's holding is from the Faker's Dozen that I bought from AliExpress. I have a review of all those guns that I got on my channel. Also the boots are from the V-Toys body, so I basically just took the boots from the packaging, and that's how I created Knightmare Joker. So as always, you'll find the templates that I used in this video on my Facebook page, and I will also, this time around, I will do two templates. One for the basic version where you don't have to sew in the arms, because I know that might be a little bit difficult, and the other one that we used on this video, so that you have both options. Please let me know what you think about the video. If you have any requests, please let me know down in the comment section below, and I hope to see you in the next video.